Oh, Old Trafford fans are back to that roaring heights. And what a moment this weekend we had, because it is Ruben Amorim who is in charge of Manchester United. The 250th game for Ruben Amorim, all as a whole. I mean, what a weekend we had where Manchester United are back in form, looking good at the Old Trafford, getting those success. Van Nistelrooy has departed, and there are news that he is going to join Leicester City. But he has got those records also, scoring those hat-tricks against Leicester City, as well as in his managerial job. He has got that success with Manchester United against Leicester City. But it is Manchester United and Everton getting those success under Ruben Amorim. And what to say about it? It is Marcus Rashford who has scored. Damn, he just got 2 goals this season, whereas Zirkzee just had a single goal. Both of them scoring the nets, netting it twice for Manchester United at Old Trafford. And it is all about this. We are going into the deep details of the analysis, what happened and why Manchester United got that success under Ruben Amorim, because Ruben Amorim is that manager who has brought Sporting CP to those huge success. But this weekend it was filled with Liverpool getting those smashing victories against that scratching Pep Guardiola, whereas Pep Guardiola on the pre-match conference had just said that he is going to make some changes. I mean, he is trying to reboot his team. He hasn't played Ederson in the squad, but in the end, it is the scratches which Pep Guardiola has got from the previous game, as well as in the loss in the Champions League against Feyenoord. Ruben Dias was absent, but he picked him up also in the squad. But it was nothing left, because Liverpool under Arne Slot, those characters, those build-ups, those players playing for Liverpool were looking so little. But before the start of this game, where Liverpool and Manchester City were playing, the aspects where the loss of the defensive midfields for Manchester City were quite concerning, as well as the Liverpool counters and City's soft middle forwards, they are going to lack. This was the primary concern, as well as City's right flank versus Liverpool's weak left. That was also some point, because Robertson was the player who was committing those fouls in the Premier League as well. But yes, apart from Tassimicus, it was Slot who opted for Andy Robertson, and he got that success. But yes, the bigger the chance, the harder they fall is the fact, because Manchester City is the team this season who has created that many big chances. So that was also the point of concern before the start of the game, as well as some of the key players from Manchester City were absent in this game. But then also Liverpool did it so good. Just have a look at the lineup over here, where Robertson, Gakpo, McAllister were on the left part of the fields, as well as the likes of Alexander-Arnold, Gravenberch and Salah on the wings. But yes, Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberch with the defensive aspects of Van Dijk and Gomez. But Gallagher being that goalkeeper this season, because it was the worry, whereas Alisson Becker, Bradley, Konate, Tassimicus, Diogo Jota and Federico Chiesa were absent. But for Liverpool, so many players being absent, it wasn't that worry, because Federico Chiesa, that new signing for those 30-40 millions this summer, is not having those playtime under his bags. But talking about the likes of Manchester City, it is John Stones, Mateo Kovacic, Rodri and Oscar Bob, only 4 players injured, whereas they have got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Doku back in the squad. They made those substitutions even. But the lineups for Manchester City was that of Kyle Walker, where he was not looking in best of his form. Ruben Dias, who is back from the injuries, just made it to the starting lineup for Manchester City. Akanji and Nathan Ake was there, but the first goal which got considered in just 12 minutes, and what an assist that was from Mo Salah to Gakpo, because Gakpo just converted it, and that was all Nathan Ake giving those opportunities to Mo Salah to come into the box and get those easy through balls inside the box, and nothing was left for the Manchester City defense, especially in the first 20 minutes of the gameplay, where they were just being bombarded at Anfield by the forwards of Liverpool. And to talk about Szoboszlai and McAllister, they were just creating those menaces outside the box and all the shots. Ortega was having some of the few saves, as well as those spanning moments as the goalkeeper for Manchester City, but much of the worries were coming. But yes, City then also started to get hold of those positions later in the first half, as well as in the beginning of the second half. They got a few chances, but then also it was that second goal which come, and Salah was the player who just converted that penalty. Yes, Mohamed Salah just missed the previous penalty, which was against Real Madrid, but this time against Ortega, he just netted it so good. But yes, apart from that, Mohamed Salah has also told that there are concerns, because this might be the last time he is facing Manchester City at Anfield. Why? Mohamed Salah is going to get those transfers. Is he going to move out of Anfield? What is there in store for Mohamed Salah? That is definitely the point which will be looked forward in the January transfers, the winter transfers, or the next summer transfers. But yes, all these scratches for Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, because the Premier League table over here is that Liverpool are 11 points ahead of Manchester City with 13 games played. Liverpool are at 34 points. Manchester City is at 23. Damn. This is disheartening. Arsenal and Chelsea, they are at 25 each on second and third points. But yes, to talk about the aspect of Brighton and Hove Albion, their squad being managed by the German Fabian Hörzer. I mean, such a good team he has managed. Hörzer is doing those jobs too good. Talking about the fixtures of Brighton, they have got those draws against Southampton. They have won against Manchester City. Damn, City has lost to Brighton. Against Liverpool, they had a loss. But yes, it was in the EFL, the Carabao Cup, as well as in the Premier League. But look at that. Brighton has got that win over Newcastle. They won against Tottenham. as well as there are the chances that they had a draw against Arsenal. I mean, Brighton is that dark horse of the Premier League who are doing so good because they are not having those players which are required. But then also Brighton is on the brighter aspect of Fabian Hoysler this season, but it was all about Liverpool and the likes of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola not getting those wins. And in the past 7 games, 6 loss, 1 draw. What is the future of Pep Guardiola? Because at the Anfield, the fans were chanting that he is going to be sacked in the morning. But this is what Pep Guardiola had replied to them. I mean, he has got those 6 Premier League titles. That is what he got that from the reply. So it was all about Liverpool and Manchester City. What are your say about this? That Liverpool is going to get those shield this season or not? But yes, my bet is that as usual, Liverpool fails in the second half of the season after those January winter breaks. When the players come for those regular duties, they lack in the form. But yes, if Arne Slot is going to maintain the form of the players in the second half of the season, then this is a green sheet for them. They are going to win the league. But the most happening thing is that Manchester United is looking back in form with Ruben Amorim against Everton at Old Trafford. This was the happening thing because Manchester United getting 4 goals. I mean, this is something which is not seen much of the time. Just look at the goal scoring aspects. United against Bolo Clint, it was in the Europa League. They scored those 3 goals and it was under Van Nistelrooy. Apart from that, United had got those 5 goals against Leicester. It was also under Van Nistelrooy. But apart from that, United getting those 4 goals, it was last in the Barcelona in the AFL Cup. But in the Premier League, to talk about it, there have been no instances that United has got those 4 goals. So this is a huge aspect that he is building this team, Ruben Amorim, all the duties, and he has said that players are under more scrutiny and they will be just evaluated more. So much worries for the players also, because is he going for the transfers? He is evaluating or not? That will be a concern to look for in the winter transfers, whether Ineos is going to support his likes or not. But in the startup, just look over here, Manchester United with this new 3 centre-back formation which they have adopted. I mean, in the last, this formation which they played was under Van Nistelrooy, and prior to that, it was in the year 2021 where they had stuck to 3 centre backs, and it was Martinez, De Ligt, and Mazraoui were playing on the centre backs. Dalot, Casemiro, Menu, and Amad Diallo was there. But yes, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and Zirkzee. Zirkzee is that player from the Bayern Academy, getting those chances at Manchester United, getting those goals. It is a huge boost for him because he was not seen under the likes of Ten Hag. And on this win, what is the aspect which Ten Hag must be having? Would he be thinking that yes, he wasn't doing that good at United, or is it the likes of Amorim, the players are performing well under him? Because yes, in this lineup of Manchester United, talking about the injuries, many players are back in the squad. Talking about the likes of Kobe Manu, he is also present there. Harry Maguire is also there. Luke Shaw is back in the team, as well as the likes of Mason Mount can be seen. But yes, Malaysia as well as the likes of Anthony are also back from those injuries. The only players who are in some sort of injuries is the likes of their new signing Lenny Euro. So when is Lenny Euro going to be back to the squad? It is just mid-December, which is expected. But yes, John Evans, he is on a knock. He will be back very soon. As well as Lindelof, he is leg injury, and there are some doubtful aspects about him. So Ruben Amorim getting those success at Manchester United, it is those old moments under Sir Alex Ferguson, which the Old Trafford fans must be enjoying, and that is what the whole aspect of Manchester United is all about. The United stand is definitely going to roar high about it. But on the other aspect, it is the like of Real Madrid getting those goals from Kylian Mbappe. And in the La Liga table, just have a look at it. Barcelona are at the top, but yes, they have played that one more game, but only 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. Real Madrid had just not been that opportunity to get the match against the likes of Valencia because of those floods, are just 1 game behind Barcelona. But 1 point difference, will that add to it? Just look at the lineup which Ancelotti was playing, because Vinicius Jr. is under injuries, and it is the likes of Kylian Mbappe who made to the left wings, as well as Bellingham, Valverde, Rodrigo, and Brahim Diaz was seen in the first lineup. Garcia, the new left back, which Real Madrid has got. I think they won't be going for those transfers this winters for those left back aspects. But yes, Rudiger and Asensio was there. Eddie Milito is under injury, and Ceballos was playing that defensive midfield. So no presence of Luka Modric. He was made the substitutions on the 67 minutes, and Arda was brought into the game because Bellingham was looking some sort of injuries on the 46 minutes in the second half. So that is all about it, because Kylian Mbappe scoring for Real Madrid, much of worries must be just downshading from Ancelotti's shoulder, because he just needed that, because Kylian Mbappe was not having those goals, please, which is required. Talking about the stats of Kylian Mbappe, just look at it. He has scored 333 goals in his career so far. I mean, starting from 2015 to 2024, in 9 years, scoring 334 goals. That is huge, and there are expectations that the Los Blancos will not be having those worries if Kylian Mbappe has started scoring. But what is the future of Vinicius Jr.? That is an aspect to watch for, because he will be back from the injuries on the first week of December. But yes, there are likes of Endrick as well on the squad, but he wasn't made the substitution, whereas Ancelotti gave that full time to Mbappe to get those goals as well as get suited on those positions. But it is that first penalty which was taken by Bellingham. I mean, that decision, Real Madrid didn't allow Kylian Mbappe to take that penalty, because that was a miss in against Liverpool or not. It will be a concern to watch. But then also Mbappe getting that goal, it is a huge boost which Ancelotti has got, and he is showing that in the Champions League he is going to be one of those contenders who is going to be at Munich in the finals. That is huge. That is huge. see the match unfolded because they were the likes that Getafe are going to get those losses. But then also it is Real Madrid who is doing, and that is the champions which we are looking for. But yes, there is some sort of bad news because there was a clash in the Serie A as well, where Inter were facing Fiorentina, and they are at the number 3rd and 4th of the Serie A table. Just have a look over here. This is the table of Fiorentina and Inter, so close. All the teams at 28 points, sticking up to the number 5th position. But the only difference which made was that on the starting there was some kind of setbacks because their midfielder, who is on a loan at La Viola from Roma, fell to the ground in the 17th minute, and this is the medical personnel rushing for, and he was just taken to the nearby hospital with an ambulance. But yes, it has been confirmed that the match would be postponed and a later date. But the 22-year-old had regained that consciousness and is back to breathing without any aid. So that is a good news, and hope he comes back with roaring success as well as recover in those good conditions. But the most happening thing was the previous night, where the likes of Bayern Munich against Dortmund was in the Der Klassiker, and that was an epic game because Bayern and Dortmund, the epic rivalry starting from those ages, have been happening, and that was the huge aspect which was happening in the Bundesliga, and that was a draw as well. But to talk about the Bundesliga table, it is still the likes of Bayern Munich who are at the top, and just look at it. It is Bayern who are at 30 points. But to talk about the second spot, it is Frankfurt, and to name the 2 players for Frankfurt, it is the likes of Omar Marmoush as well as Itite. I mean, those 2 players are doing so good. If you just have the look of their aspect, they are playing those matches so good. I mean, all the aspects where they are getting those goals, they are just contributing to everything of it. I mean, in the Bundesliga, if you talk about the dark horse, I would say yes, definitely it is Frankfurt, and Frankfurt is doing that job good because Frankfurt has got that squad from, and as well as Dino Topmöller, their manager, he is doing that job so well and so efficiently that he is getting those success. But yes, Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso doing decent. They are on 23 points at number 3. Leipzig is at number 4 with 21 points. Dortmund is on the 5th. But just look at Stuttgart and the likes of Hoffenheim as well as the likes of Berlin. They are nowhere near to be seen in the Conference League as well in the next season. So that is all about this. United getting those victories. It is Liverpool getting those victories against City, and Kylian Mbappe scoring for Real Madrid. And this is Bayern who are at the top of the table in the Bundesliga. But yes, not to miss it, it is Antonio Conte's Napoli who are also doing good with the likes of Romelu Lukaku, their elite striker, scoring for them. So what is going to happen? Because this is all about this weekend. What is your say? Which league are you following? And what are your teams or the players who would like them to score? Do have your comment in the section below. Till then, keep liking, keep commenting, and keep subscribing. Bye-bye, guys.